A good way to start a lesson or the day with an unfamiliar teacher would be to say, what are the expectations in that classroom? What routines are the students expected to follow? What language would you like me to use when I'm prompting or redirecting students? And how do you typically respond when a student's off task? These conversations help connect you to the teacher, and they help ensure that students receive a consistent message in the classroom from all the adults in the room. It means that students know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And it helps them understand what successful behaviour looks like. It means that the students hear the same language and the same expectations, prompts, and reminders from all the adults in the room. And when these are in place, classrooms feel calmer and more predictable, and students can focus their energy on the learning rather than trying to figure out what's expected of them. Even when a school-wide system isn't yet established, teaching assistants can have a massive impact by working closely with teachers, reinforcing classroom expectations, and using consistent language. You help create that predictability. So we've talked about the importance of clear routine and shared expectations and consistency across adults. And that naturally brings us to what I was speaking about before, and that's the strong adult partnerships. Teaching assistants are a really important part of the teaching team. One of the most powerful things we can do is work alongside each other, work with each other, so that students experience predictability, clarity, and support throughout the lesson. So as a teaching assistant, this might mean understanding the learning intention. So what students are learning. It might be asking the teacher, so what does that look like in the lesson? What does success look like in the lesson? So that would be things like the outcomes that the teacher's expecting from specific children or the whole group, understanding the success criteria. So making sure you're familiar with planning and the learning intention and success criteria. You might ask what students the teacher would like you to prioritise your support with. So it might be that they say, I would like you to work with this group during independent time, or I'd like you to sit with this one child to support whatever is on their IEP. And then any routines and expectations that are being reinforced within the classroom. So just working in a real partnership with the teacher so that you're both using the same language, you're both following the same expectations, and you both know what the outcomes are of the lesson. If students have individual education plans or IEPs, it's also really important to be familiar with those. Understanding student goals and adjustments and support strategies will help you provide more targeted support during lessons, and that obviously contributes to a calmer, effective class. Often the strongest partnerships are built through really small moments of communication and teamwork. So I'm aware, particularly if you're in a secondary setting where you're going from one classroom to another, or even if you're going from a core subject to a specialist subject, often it's hard to find time to communicate with the classroom teacher. So if you can manage a quick check-in with the teacher before a lesson, then that can make a huge difference. You might ask, who should I focus on? What are the student goals? What support would you like me to provide? What language or prompts are we using? As I said, hopefully you're coming from a school that has school-wide expectations established, but it's possible that you're not. So just doing a check-in with the teacher can be really useful. Honestly, when adults are aligned, we all know students notice. Classrooms feel calmer and safer, and students are much more likely to engage and experience success.